All right, hello, welcome back, everybody. PayPal and Patreon are down below if you want to support me. Only do so if you actually can. So this is just another quick video going over the massive supply constraint and price upsurge seen in the rare metal germanium, which for a while after entering the modern age, the age of fiber optic communications and internet, was gradually heading upwards and went up and down around roughly over the last decade or so, $2,000 per kilogram. But over the last 2 years, has rapidly upshot to around $6,000 per kilogram. And the new thing that has emerged in those last 2 years that is now bringing this about is the emergence of cable guided FPV drone warfare, which began primarily in Ukraine. Both sides are using thousands of drones per day that are being controlled via actual fiber optic cables being spooled out or reeled out behind them because remote communication with the drone is subject to interference and jamming. Now, this is critical because germanium is one of the core elements needed for fiber optic cables to be able to actually work. It's not the only thing germanium is used for, but it has become the biggest in the modern age. For a better look into everything germanium is used for, along with all the other strategic metals and rare earth elements, go watch this video. There should be a link in the corner showing up now. But anyways, this is spiking demand for germanium enormously, as you could imagine, especially as these fiber optic cables are not exactly being recovered, and recycling of germanium from used fiber optic cables is already kind of non existent. Plus, also, the cables that are being used on these drones are getting longer and longer. First, it was 3 kilometer long cables, then 5, then 10, then 15. Now you're even seeing them start to use 50-kilometer long cables per drone, which are just then cut and discarded afterwards. We're not really getting that germanium back. And humanity's not really getting that farmland back anytime soon. There's a bunch of mines buried under it already, but now it's spiderwebbed over with all these fiber optic cables that are going to have to be collected and disposed of at some point after the war. And you may think at first, even with all that amount being used by Ukraine and Russia, maybe it shouldn't be that much. For one, you're partly right. And for two, remember other countries, everyone around the world is learning from this, and many other countries are now mass producing these drones for this type of warfare and are thus ordering and or manufacturing all of these, dozen-mile, 40-plus kilometer or mile fiber optic cables to go along with them and stockpiling them. So the knock-on effect is spiraling outwards from the Russia-Ukraine war and causing a massive constraint in germanium supply, which has now seen the price triple over the last 2 years. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around and listening. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. PayPal and Patreon are down there if you want to support me. Only do so if you actually can. There's a link to a Drive folder with all kinds of different energy and resource related graphs that are free to access that I maintain. There's links to my photography, to my blue sky, one in the top pinned comment to my cat's YouTube channel. May God bless and protect all of you, and I will see you all around next time.